It is time to fix this annoying problem where I can't get my tailgate down because it hits the jack. So this is a really easy project. It should only take about 5 to 10 minutes. This jack is designed in such a way that you can pull the jack head off of the jack tube, rotate it 90 degrees, and then bolt it back in place. There's a little rubber plug, one on each side of the jack. That exposes the bolts that hold the jack head to the jack tube. So go ahead and pull those two rubber plugs out, then remove those two bolts. And then you can lift the jack head up. Check out these holes. Some jacks don't have these holes, some do. This one does have the holes, so we'll just need to tap some threads into those two holes, which is pretty common. I've yet to come across anybody that mentioned that these holes were already threaded. Close up of the side holes, this is threaded. Front hole and back hole are not threaded. First thing we'll do before we start threading the holes is to tuck a little paper towel down inside. That'll catch any metal shavings from the process of tapping the holes with threads. The tap and die set that I have includes a little thread pitch gauge, so I tried that on one of the original bolts. It's 5/16 with 18 pitch threads. So we'll just carefully start that in. I do need to get the tool that goes on the end of that. And when you start this process, just try to get your tap squarely inserted into the hole and hold it as square as possible. That looks really good right there. It's sort of a delicate process to get this started. And the tap will want to try to go in at an angle, which has already happened here. I've got a little bit of silicone spray, and I'm going to spray on here for a little bit of lubricant. Once it gets started and partially in through the hole, then it gets really a lot easier to turn. And then we'll go ahead and repeat the process for the other side. Then we'll carefully remove the paper towel, trying not to drop any of those metal shavings down inside the jack. If you've got a shop vac, it's not a bad idea to try to use that to vacuum out any shavings. Some of them do try to fall out the hole here. And I've got a magnet that I'll probably try to insert down there too to pick up anything that fell. There's one or two shavings that did end up down there. These two bolts did have some blue thread lock on them, so I'm going to clean out these holes a little bit better with some more brake cleaner. That way my newly applied thread lock will do its job. I'm also going to clean off the bolts. Looking closely at this bolt, you can see that blue thread lock compound right in this area. Once you've got your holes tapped and bolts cleaned and holes cleaned out and everything, then you'll just drop the motor back down onto the tube. You'll have to rotate the motor just a little bit back and forth to figure out where the spline on the motor shaft lines up with the socket on the actual jack itself, the jack tube. And not only rotate it a little bit, but rock it side to side. Okay, there it just lined up, and then it drops down exactly back to where it was. So now we'll go ahead and apply a little bit of blue thread lock to our bolt. maybe not that much. And you'll also have to rotate the jack just a little bit back and forth to find out where the hole is so the bolt threads in. I'm not going to use power tools to reinstall these bolts. I'll just use a 3/8 ratchet and the same socket I used to remove them. And reinstall your little rubber caps, and then you're done. And then you can drop your tailgate. Yay! So I pointed the switches facing the driver's side. That's probably the most logical direction to face the switches. The other benefit is you can actually see the switches a lot easier. And then I need to reconnect my power tongue jack wire and kind of tidy things up a little bit, because I mentioned earlier I had to pull the jack off to remove the bike rack that was here, which I mentioned I was going to sell. So we'll get all that taken care of then, and we're going to call this project a wrap. One other thing, if you still did not have the ability to drop your tailgate, or if you wanted more room, more space here, then you could buy a new shank for your hitch, whether it's a weight distribution hitch or just a standard ball mount. Prior to discovering that this jack head could be rotated, I had done a lot of research on different length ball mounts or shanks for either a standard hitch or a weight distribution hitch. What I found is that Reese makes some, Equalizer makes some, and one other company, I think it's Kurt. There's a couple of different companies that make them, and they also make them in several different lengths. Generally speaking, the distance that they're referring to in the detailed specifications, which some manufacturers don't list detailed specifications, you want to check the measurement between the center of this hole and the center of the hitch pin hole, the pin that holds the hitch into the receiver on your tow vehicle. This one measures out at 7 3/4 inches, which from what I found, that's really short. Some of the extended hitches are 11 inches, 11 3/4. There's some that are also 14 inches and 16 inches. So a lot of times when you're looking at those dimensions of a hitch, they will say, oh, it's 18 inches long, but they don't tell you where that measurement is taken. And what I found is it's not the measurement between the center of this hole and the center of the hitch pin. It's the entire length of the actual unit itself, the ball shank, the weight distribution hitch shank. So definitely do some digging to find a little drawing that shows where these given measurements are being taken. What I found is that eTrailer.com, that sells several different longer shanks, they usually do have a drawing in their photo collection for a given product that shows the measurement from the center of this hole to the center of the hitch pin hole. There is one specific hitch that they don't show it, but they mention it in their little video, and I think in that particular instance it was 11 3/4. I very well may get a longer shank just so that I have a little bit better turning radius. When I turn this trailer and truck, the back of the trailer gets pretty close to the back of the truck. Plus, a really common thing that I do when I'm out traveling is I'll step through like this. And it would be a little bit nicer to have more room to do this little step through, but at least with the jack head turned, there is a little bit more room, and plus removing that bike rack gave me more room as well. But the biggest benefit of getting on a longer shank for how I have this particular rig set up, it's a Chevy Colorado, is that I would just like a little bit better, more clearance when I'm turning.